Videos do you film a day?
I typically do like 5.
Do you have like a filming content window that you like to start and like finish by?
So I begin every single day at 7. I'm the type of person, like, I just get out of bed, make the bed, and I walk right into the studio. I just get right to it because I'm like so excited about it. Like every day I'm like so ready to go. I'm like pumped. And then I film until about noon. So it's a good amount of time filming. And then, any edits I do have to make, I usually spend like an hour doing that. And then, posting, engaging and all that. And then I do like emails and meetings like after 1. And I'm very big on like work-life balance. Like, yes, I work like as much as I can, but like I'm like recently engaged and like I'm gonna, start a family and all that. So I try to I personally feel like if you're like an influencer content creator, you have to have a time where you shut it off.
What was your take on the whole thing with Mikayla, how she addressed it? I mean, you're no stranger to controversy.
Yeah,
so
I just thought it was it's such a bizarre thing because people forget, yes, she's just someone filming in her bedroom, but there's management, there's lawyers, there's agents, and there's so many people in her ear. I'm just a free agent and I'm just me. So I guess she wasn't allowed to respond to it. And I heard that there was a contract with L'Oreal and she couldn't say anything and still didn't. So she got the check. That wedding's paid for. Congrats. Hustle. But I just think that you don't need to lie because the mascara was actually good.
Yeah.
That's the funny
It
part.
was.
That
That's
is
what we
what's
talked
funny.
about.
It's
We
a
were
good
like,
formula. You didn't need
I watched
Yeah.
you review it and you were like, this is
It's
really
cute.
good.
Yeah. So it's such a bizarre thing, but if people are okay with being lied to, then I guess we're in a different culture. But I think people know they're gonna get the truth on my page.
Seen the comments. Where is the update on Cody? You don't get one. The people who truly follow me know how much I fucking love Cody. Cody met me the same month I decided to do TikTok as a career. Cody met me before all of this. And the shit people spin and say and like, I just can't. I know it's not about the money or the truck, but people are saying, you need to buy him a new truck. I promise you he's fine. Cody and I are doing really, really well. And yesterday he got his 2-month chip, which is like such a huge fucking deal. I cannot tell you the last time Cody was able to get that chip. I'm so proud. I'm not gonna force Cody to be a pro at the camera, but he likes to be in my videos. He knows I enjoy making them and he enjoys making them with me, okay? So the people saying he's miserable in the video, he's just shy and he gets uncomfortable on the camera. It's a very normal human reaction.
Do blondes have more fun or what?
Tonight we're gonna find out.
I want to ask you everything about this new man of yours.
Period. I wish I had my phone. I'd show you a picture.
Is he here tonight?
No, oh my God, I wish. I think that was the biggest thing I learned from my marriage was I want to protect what I have going forward. So, he's my man and I'm going to keep him a secret for now.
I love it. What advice do you have for young women who are maybe getting divorced or there's some redirection in their life?
I mean, I'm in my 20s and a lot of times I say I'm ashamed that I had a failed marriage, but a lot of people told me you can't be ashamed. Like of your first marriage, which a lot of people get married twice or 3 times or 4 times. It teaches you a lot, and it tells you what you want to take into your future relationships, your future marriages. And I learned so much from my first marriage, and I don't regret a thing.
Will be a vibe.
I would love to say you are the least basic, least like the other girls that we see on the internet.
What has truly just inspired me to be Mikayla is I got so tired of not being Mikayla.
Mic drop.
I spent so much of my life trying to be someone I'm not. It just sucked the life out of me. I never thought I was gonna get married. All of the articles in the magazines and things on TV, look your best on your wedding day. And it says all the things you can do to look your best, which includes like starving yourself and taking laxatives. So when you get your dress, you can't gain weight, you can't lose weight. So that's actually been interesting for me to just not try to lose weight, not try to gain weight, just be happy in the body I'm in.
You guys, we need to talk about Mikayla again. Because what just happened? It didn't just catch people off guard, it completely flipped the conversation overnight. She officially confirmed she has a boyfriend, and normally, that wouldn't be a big deal. But this situation, it's not that simple. Because while everyone was busy reacting to the relationship, a much bigger question started forming in the background, one that people can't seem to ignore anymore. How does the timeline actually make sense? And the more you look into it, the more confusing it gets. It all started with what seemed like a pretty innocent moment. Mikayla posted a video casually talking about getting ready for a date, and then she said it. My boyfriend. Just like that. No big dramatic reveal, no long explanation. I just dropped into the conversation like it had always been there, and you could tell. She was excited, almost giddy. She kept talking about their dates, where they were going, how she was getting ready. It felt very real, very personal. But at the same time, there was something missing. Because even though she was sharing all these details, she wasn't showing him. His face stayed hidden. His identity, completely private. And that only made people more curious. Because now it wasn't just about the relationship, it was about the mystery around it. People started asking questions almost immediately. Like, wait, I thought this was supposed to be private? And her response? He is. Which only made things feel even more intentional. Like she was giving just enough to keep people watching, but holding back enough to keep them guessing. And that balance, it worked, because within hours, everyone was talking about it. But that excitement, it didn't last long, because right behind it came confusion. See, the moment people started connecting the dots, something didn't sit right. Mikayla had just announced her divorce not that long ago. February. That's when she told everyone. And now suddenly, we're talking about a boyfriend, not just someone she's seeing, but a full relationship. And not only that, she had already been posting about going on dates back in March, which, if you really think about it, feels fast. Now look, people move on at different speeds. There's no rule book for healing. But the way this was unfolding, it didn't feel like a normal timeline. And even Mikayla knew people were confused. She addressed it herself. Wine said that she understood why people had questions. But she wasn't ready to explain everything yet. She hinted that one day she'd tell the full story. Said it was movie-worthy. And that line, that stuck with people. Because when someone says something like that, it usually means there's more going on behind the scenes. Something we're not seeing. And instead of clearing things up, it almost made the mystery deeper. Because now people weren't just confused, they were curious. And maybe even a little suspicious. But then, something small happened. And it changed everything. It didn't come from a video. It didn't come from a statement. It came from a comment. Someone wrote something simple. Remember, it's only been a couple months for us. For them, it's been a year. And Mikayla, she liked it. That's it. No explanation, no clarification. I'm just alike. But that one little action, it sent people spiraling. Because now, the narrative had completely shifted. Wait, a year? How? That doesn't match anything she said publicly. And suddenly, people started trying to piece it together. Were they talking before the divorce? Was the relationship already over long before she announced it? Or was this just being framed in a way that made everything seem cleaner than it actually was? And here's the thing. She didn't correct it. She didn't say, hey, that's not accurate. She just let it sit there. And when you let something like that sit, people are going to run with it, which is exactly what happened. Because now, the timeline wasn't just confusing, it felt inconsistent. And once people notice inconsistencies, they start digging. And when they did, they found things that made the situation even harder to understand. Old posts, old captions, moments that didn't quite line up with this new narrative. Back in August, she was talking about her relationship like it was strong, like they had been through struggles, but came out better, stronger, happier than ever. That doesn't sound like something that was already over. Then December rolls around. Christmas content. They're still together, still posting, still acting like a couple. Normal, happy, present. So when people hear it's been a year, it doesn't match what they saw at all. And that's where the disconnect really hits. Because it's not just about what she's saying now, it's about how it compares to what she showed before. And when those two things don't align, that's when people start questioning everything. And not just the timeline, but the story itself. But here's where things take a turn, Because instead of this hurting her, it almost seems to be doing the opposite. Because if there's one thing Mikayla knows how to do, it's get attention. And not just any attention, the kind that keeps people watching, talking, reacting. And whether people realize it or not, this whole situation, it fits into a pattern. Every time there's buzz around her personal life, something else shows up too. A teaser, a hint, a product. And this time, it was no different. Right in the middle of talking about her boyfriend, getting ready for dates, sharing little glimpses into her relationship, she started dropping hints. Subtle at first, but noticeable. A bronzer, a brush, products that didn't quite have a name yet. Or at least, that's what she said. Because the way she talked about them, it didn't feel accidental, it felt placed. Like she knew people would notice. And they did. Almost immediately. Comments started rolling in, calling it out, saying this looked like a soft launch, 2 new products in one video, and her response, playful, almost like she was in on the joke, which made it even clearer. This wasn't random, this was strategy, and honestly, you kind of have to respect it, because whether people love it or criticize it, it's working. The views are there, the engagement is there, people are watching, even if it's just to figure out what's going on. And that's where things get interesting, because not everyone watching is a fan. Some people are there for the drama, for the confusion, for the unanswered questions. What people call hate watching. But here's the thing, a view is a view. Attention is attention. And when you know how to turn that into business, that's power. So while some people are debating her timeline or questioning her choices, she's still building momentum, still selling products, still staying relevant. Which raises a bigger question. Is this all just coincidence, or is it controlled? Because at this point, it's hard not to wonder, is she simply sharing her life as it happens? Or is she choosing what to share? And when, in a way that keeps people hooked? Because the mystery, that's what keeps people coming back. The unanswered questions, the little inconsistencies, the feeling that there's more beneath the surface, and whether that's intentional or not, it's effective. Because now people aren't just watching her content, they're analyzing it, trying to figure it out, trying to connect the dots. And the more they do that, the deeper they get pulled in. So now the real question is, what's actually going on here? Is this just someone moving on with their life, finding happiness after a difficult chapter? Or is there a bigger picture we're only seeing pieces of? Because right now, the timeline still doesn't fully add up. The story still feels incomplete. And the answers, they're still being held back. Maybe one day she'll explain everything. Like she said she would, maybe it really is a movie-worthy story. But until then, all people have are the clues. The posts, the comments, the little moments that don't quite connect. And that's what keeps this conversation alive. Because in situations like this, it's not just about what's being shown, it's about what isn't. And that's why everyone's still watching. Not just for the relationship, not just for the products, but for the truth somewhere in between. So now I want to know what you think. Do you believe the timeline makes sense? Or do you think there's more going on behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like, subscribe, and stick around. Because stories like this, they're never as simple as they seem. And this one feels like it's just getting started. So if you've been following all of this unfold in real time, you already know this isn't the kind of situation that just disappears overnight. Every new post, every small detail, it just adds another layer to the story. And the craziest part, meaning we're probably only seeing a fraction of what's really going on behind the scenes. So make sure you're paying attention, because the next update could change everything. If you made it this far, drop a comment and let me know where you stand on all of this. I read way more of them than you think. And of course, if you enjoy these kinds of deep dives and real-time breakdowns, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss what comes next. Trust me, you're gonna want to be here for this one.